Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Friday afternoon here in the Eastern Time Zone. It's 20 Zulu, and this is October 8th, 2021. It's time for the weekend special. And the reason it's special is because you never know what we're going to talk about. But this week we had another antenna project here at K3LR, and so I'd like to share what we did earlier this week, and do that. And we are going to do a slideshow. So, as you may recall, in past episodes, we talked about the construction of a new 8-element OWA, that's an optimized wideband array, Yagi. This is on a 48-foot boom, and this is the front, I'm sorry, this is the rear of the Yagi. So this is where the reflector is. And you can see the DX Engineering saddle clamps. These are 300Bs. That's what this is. And also the DX, the hole in it so that make sure that water can get out, because water will get in. And you can see the orange SS30 that was used as the anti-seize and also for good conductivity here. And here are the pin bolts, because this is a double wall thickness for this reflector. And you see the smaller saddle clamps here around the driven element, or I'm sorry, the reflector. And then you can see the rest of the elements in a line. Next up is the driven element, and then a series of 6 directors. So optimized wideband array. Well, this is the driven element right here where the coax is connecting, and that connects through a DX Engineering feed point connector, the FPC. And then you see the first director is very close. And the reason that is that drives the feed point impedance right to 50 ohms, and it stays at 50 ohms over a large band of frequencies. In this case, from 28 megs to 29 megs, the SWR never gets above 1.2 to 1. And then you can see we were standing off the choke, and this is 40 number 31 beads over DX Engineering RG213 coax. And here's another shot of the choke, or sometimes referred to as a Ballon, but it's really an RF choke. And that keeps the RF off of the shield and from going back down to our phasing system. And remember, the ends of the elements are open. We don't want water to get trapped inside there. No reason for element caps. So earlier this week, the big crane came, and so it was time to move the 10-meter antenna. This antenna weighs maybe about 240 pounds. It's got extra heavy duty elements, extra heavy duty boom. And so it took, what do you see here, 5 guys to move this. And here we are putting the boom to mast plate on the 8-element 10-meter Yagi. And this is W3YQ over here in the white hat, and members of Tri-County Tower. And you can see the 4 DX Engineering Super Duty clamps that will go around the mast. And there are also 4 that go around the boom. And this was a custom drilled plate. It is 1/2 inch thick aluminum. And so getting everything all lined up. And so it's perfectly straight. And now this banding here, that is to keep those shoes from falling during installation. So and so this is the project. Up on top here was a 9-element Yagi. That's 9 elements on a 60-foot boom, and below it, yeah, you can see down here is an 8-element 10-meter Yagi, which is identical to the one we're putting up, except for the one we're putting up has got the extra heavy duty in it. So there are 10 antennas on this tower, and so two members of the tower crew climbed the tower, and then they climbed up to the top mast. And here comes the crane. And crane came out of Cleveland, Ohio. Big outriggers here. And so setting up the crane. And you can see this is another crane that they brought to build the big crane. And so putting the jib together here and getting everything ready to go. And this is the 9-element 10-meter beam coming down. So this is the old antenna. It's was hooked up by the tower crew up top, and then the crane is bringing it down. And this is Crew Chief David. And so this is the new antenna going up. You can see in the center that that boom to mast plate and all the clamps. And it was a nice sunny day. And so here goes the new 10-meter beam up to the top of the tower. And you can just see the two guys that are up here. So the crane brought the 10-meter beam over. And so now we're at the top of the mast. So this is about 15 feet up from the top of the tower. And here's the DX Engineering Super Duty clamps. And there's the boom. And you can see trucks going by on Interstate 80 here. Another shot of the clamps. They're not, you want a little bit of a gap in here, and so that was perfectly sized for the 3-inch mast. And you can see the elements all straight in a line going out there. And again, trucks on Interstate 80. And you see the top cap here too, to keep water from going in the top of the mast. And looking up at it, this is one of the steps so that we can climb the mast. Another shot, you can see the boom, the overhead boom riser, and the DX Engineering clamps. This clamp down here is so that when they set the plate, they would sit right on the clamp. And we also had to do some work replacing bolts on the 40-meter Yagis. So here's the man basket, two climbers with all of their rigging gear in the man basket. And so up they go and into the ends of the 40-meter Yagis. So they had 6 stops to make using the man basket. And so you can see here, this is the line from the crane. And this is shot from the tower. And you can see the overhead boom truss. And this happens to be the reflector for the 40-meter Yagi. And what we did was we replaced the bolts out here and made sure that the bolts were the right length, and put so that the nylock is underneath to protect it from the sun. So that was the day for the crane, and everything turned out good, and we had great weather. And so let's see what we have in the chat here if you have any questions. See, Whiskey 9 Uniform Sierra is on. Kilo 4 Victor Alpha Oscar is on. And from England, it's 2 Echo 0 Radio Echo Echo. November 8 Oscar November. And Sid is on G1 SDK. And let's see. Edor says, I love K3LR. Amazing. Proud to have a QSL on several bands for many contest contacts. Beautiful station. Well, thank you very much, Edor. And Adrian says 10 is my favorite because of the component size. Yes, the elements are only 16 feet long, so it's very nice. And let's see, who else do we have on here? We've got Hotel India 3 Tango. Teddy is on. And Victor Kilo 4 November Mike. It's Sunrise in Australia. And one of my contesting heroes, a legend, it's Lee, Kilo Radio 6 X-Ray, XWB6OLD. So nice to have you on, Lee. And I think that's the first time I've seen you in the chat room, so that's really nice. And Dino says, wow, nice aluminum field. DX Engineering Thunderbolt and KD9SV Beverages helped me pop Sugar 9 Oscar Kilo last night on 160 CW. So congratulations, Dino. That is fabulous. That's great DX. And it's tough to do that on 160. And see, Eric says, hard to imagine you could make your 40 meter setup even better. Well, yeah, we've always got to be improving. And Ray W2RE says 10 meters is in nice shape today. So that is great to hear as well. And certainly we need some 10 meter propagation. That's for sure. We can all enjoy that. There's a little bit of solar flux. The K index is low. And in fact, let's see what that K index is 0. And the flux is 86 right now. So that is really good. And let's see, Chris, he says, hi, Tim, from Chris, November 6 Whiskey Mike, and Ken, N6RO at Radio Oakley. And also, Reinhardt is on, Delta Hotel 3, November Alpha Bravo, and he likes the big 10 meter antenna. So good all the way around. This weekend, there are, I think, 14 different contests. There's lots of state QSO parties. It's the Pennsylvania QSO party. So if you're dabbling in that, I might work you. Do plan to be on a little bit. And Dan, Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike Oscar Mike says, good afternoon, Tim. Quite a project, a little ambitious. Maybe when my rich uncle dies. Unfortunately, I don't have a rich uncle. Okay. Well, it was a big project, took 3 months of planning, and so it was. I'm glad to get it done. Now we're ready for the contest season, and so we're good to go. But next week it'll be Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. That'll be on Tuesday, and this is we're coming up on a lot of great operating events. So hopefully we'll have some guests next week. We have the manufacturer showcase and, of course, the weekend special on Friday. Until Tuesday, 73 from DX Engineering.